Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so today we're going to be doing a Should You Summon video for the Part 2 anniversary characters Renji, Juro, and Uryu. Short and sweet. If you care about meta characters and whatnot, I'm not going to lie, I think it's a must. Like, they are absolutely insane. Renji is incredibly power creeping his GQ rotation. Juro is massively stomping his replacement, and then Uryu looks to be one of the most disgusting Brave Battle characters ever added. You know, that I've played against at least. So you know, it is pretty insane. But although I know a lot of people aren't going to enjoy you know, pulling anybody besides these three on the banner, that we'll get into that in a little bit. But these characters are out from the 31st to the 15th, and then the individuals. I mean, his isn't terrible, I guess. Like, Tsukishima is somewhat usable. Byaka's a potion character. Ikkaku's a decent side. Droplet Farmer, not the worst. Technically kind of worse, because you have two farmers and then a terrible NAD unit, and then, yeah, I don't know. Okay, yeah, no, they're pretty mid. I'm not even gonna, like, sugarcoat it. The individuals are pretty shit. I can't lie, especially this one. This one is horrendous. Like, there's not even a decent side, not even a decent farm. I guess Ikkaku's decent, but either way, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like individual banners. I think they suck. There's no pity. The fillers are literally garbage. I don't recommend ever summoning on a pity or an individual. But yeah, this banner, 3 absolutely top tier characters, and let's just go over the filler quickly. So I'm not gonna lie, there's like 4 good characters in this filler: Robert, Uetsu, Toshiro, and maybe Orihime. Since there's not going to be any Renji debuffs going around nowadays, maybe she will have a little bit more spotlight since she'll be ranged, and maybe a lot of people will still be using Askin, and she can blitz down Askins potentially. But True Shikai is definitely getting power kept, especially in the guild quest. Byakuya was never that great; he was just kind of a booster. Bambietta was just terrible after they released Very Hard GQ. Uryu was a terrible farmer at release, and then Aizen is decent. As much as people glaze him, I'm sorry. I still don't. I think he's still too inconsistent for this type of content that we have in Guild Quest right now. But you know, oh well, it is what it is. Every 5 steps to the guaranteed 5-star, and then at step 25 is a pity ticket, where you can pick one of the 3 new ones, and then the step 50 is where you can pick any 1,000 or lower character from Toshiro, Soifon, Sajin, the 3 new characters, and then all the way, I should word that differently, the 3 new characters, and then part 2 of last year, Toshiro, Sajin, Soifon, all the way before 1,000 or lower if you want to. I don't know why you wouldn't pick any of the new characters, but you know, maybe you really want an old 1,000 or lower character. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think it's worth 50 steps. I don't really think that many banners have ever been worth 50 steps, I can't lie. So yeah, that's my personal take. I think you get these characters 1 or 2 out of 5, and you're more than set to just demolish anything in this game for like a few years, to be honest. But yeah, let's go over the new characters, then we'll go over the filler for a little bit. Uryu is looking to be the most dominant Brave Battle character like ever. I will say it's super weird that they didn't showcase him against Mila Rose. I'm really hoping he doesn't lose to Mila Rose. I don't see how he could possibly lose. I know she has killer, and I know you can give her the ranged dodge item, but he has so much damage. I genuinely don't see how, like, he basically is gonna like 2-shot her as soon as you put your Uryu against her, unless maybe she's max Transcendent. But yeah, very weird, I can't lie. But he is a Stern Rider and a Soul Reaper killer. He has damage taken minus 21% as his soul trait with no status elements, which is completely fine. Like, you don't need status elements in Guild Quest, really. It's whatever. He has Brave Battles only, block, boost, and debuffs in general. So there will be no boosting with Askin, or no debuffs with Renji or Orihime, none of that. If he's on the field, nothing's getting put out. Brave Battle only opening stat boost, so he technically is boosting, but it's just like his own skill. It's not an actual attack, so it should be fine. Also, let me know down below, do we know if Orihime's SA2 still applies the barrier if she uses her SA2? I would assume so, because that's technically not part of the debuff mechanic. I would assume she can still put a barrier, but I'm not really too sure. I guess we'll find out when the actual character drops. Brave Battle's only persistence of 5 seconds. He has persistence breaker, so he can shoot through persistence, which is going to be very, very nice since he's ranged. He'll just be sniping everybody. He has prevent last hit survival, decreased damage taken minus 50% at half stamina only, Brave Battle temporary invincibility of 10 seconds, Bruiser of 40, flurry plus 3, ignore Brave Battle invincibility, pierce barrier, and poise. So this character will still be good outside of Brave Battles as well. Like he has also he has the EX skill. I gotta bring that up when I go to his kit. He has the new EX skill. I almost completely went over it, so I guess it's not going to show it on that page. But he has the EX skill of an extra 30% bruiser as well. So basically 70%, but this is also a different multiplier, so it will stack higher. This is at 5 out of 5. It's 18 at 1 out of 5. But you can use this character outside of Brave Battles. You're just going to have to make sure that you have a shared status immunity, or you make him immune to status elements in Guild Quest if that's what you want to do. But Bruiser of 70 essentially and Flurry 3 is really high. And he's not going to be like stealing status elements or anything. Like he should be a pretty good side. Especially because he'll always have the stat boost, which is going to be pretty good. But yeah, really insane Brave Battle character. Let's go over Renji, my personal favorite of the 3. I don't care what people say about the art. I personally don't see a problem with it. I like it. Maybe it's on this, like the little profile picture down here, but like I didn't notice anything weird about it. That's just, I don't know. People brought it up. I didn't really care. Either way, he is a ranged Quincy killer. So if you don't have Retsu Unohana, this is a perfect time to replace your range Quincy killer Ulquiorra, because he is very bad nowadays. He has definitely been power crept in Guild Quest by a lot. He's Quincy killer plus, by the way. Strong attack recharge time of 14%, and then he has lacerate plus on all of his strong attacks. Not actually on his Nad string, his SA2, which is a superior SA2, and then his EX skill, which is the 100% SP bonus, so he can get up to a 360% SP boost in total. And then his SA1, SA3, and Soul Bomb is just regular lacerate and burn. So that's completely fine. It looks like they're not going to be adding status element plus on both status elements, which is it's fine. It's like a newish addition to the game. I don't really care too much. Still really, really good status element, so I'm more than happy with that. Thankfully, it isn't like slow or something where you can just like knock back the enemy and then you can still get hit, like with weakening or whatnot. Like if you only have weakening and you soul bomb, they just go flying and then they can still damage you and you lose full stam. I'm not a big fan of that. But yeah, he also has a really good attack kit. SA1 is a 3k length beam, true Shikai beam, so it's a bit different than a 3k, but it's similar. It's pretty much as a beam. SA2 is the same kind of lunge as true Shikai Ichigo, but since it's superior and he has killer against all the mobs in the arena, it's not going to be that big of a deal. And then his SA3 is a 2-stage charge strong attack similar to true Shikai Ichigo and 9th anniversary Kenpachi. So very insane kit right here. He has the Soul Reaper resonance of strong attack damage at 10%. So every single Soul Reaper on your team, you get an extra 10% strong attack damage, which your sides are probably going to be like Tenjiro, maybe Nemu or the Christmas Retsu, one of the others, something like that. That could also be a pretty good team. Or the Swimsuit Juro to also increase his damage even more. Also, he has a EX skill of 40% lacerate damage, which is going to be really, really good. So that way, if you proc lacerate, basically anything in the game will die. And he has Frenzy 3 and increased status on the chance, so he's going to be demolishing enemies. Berserker 60%, bombardment +1, damage to lacerated enemies of 80%, so basically 120%, but it does scale differently with the EX skill, so it's a bit different, but that's just the dummy way of saying 120% damage to lacerated enemies. He has a debilitator of 2 seconds, frenzy +3, and an increased chance against Quincy's, which is going to be amazing. Super high chance to proc, which I love. He has poise, he has poise break, SP boost of 80%, weaken defense, and weaken duration minus 200%. So realistically, my only gripe is the fact that he did not get complete status immunity. I can't lie. That is kind of annoying. I really do love complete status immunity characters. And since it's the 10th anime, I was kind of hoping he did. But I guess, you know, it is what it is. He's going to be an absolute powerhouse. I love his animations as well. He has the best animations of the part 2. So yeah, I absolutely love this character so far. We'll have to wait till we get our hands on him, but this is the only character I'm summoning for, realistically. Now Juro. Juro is going to be replacing Zombie Bambietta, or 7th Anniversary Ichigo, or I think it's just those two, actually. I was thinking of Noelle, but she's ranged Soul Reaper. But Juro is looking to be an absolutely cracked character as well. Ranged Rancor Killer, strong attack recharge time of 14%. And then he also has the exact same EX skill link as the 10th Anniversary Ichigo, the EX Berserker of 30% max. So if you put this on any other power character, it is the best link in the game. I don't know if 1 out of 5 is the best. If it's better than like the when you're at full stamina, you get 20% extra strong attack damage, or the Chad link. I don't know. I should probably ask my buddy if that's actually true. But at 5 out of 5, it is 100% the best link in the entire game, which is very, very good to know. And then he has Paralysis Plus on all of his strong attacks, which is very, very good. And then he has the EX of a Super Vortex, I believe. It's just like a big vortex that just follows enemies around. I don't know how good it's going to be. I hope it's good. I hope it's good, because I can't lie. The Part 1 Anniversary characters had very lackluster EX skills. That was probably my biggest gripe about them. But these characters look to have a bit better EX skills, which I'm happy about. And then Juro also has a superior SA2, which is very good. He has the Team Party Strong Attack Recharge at 10%. He has all status immunity. Duration minus 200%, so no matter what, he's going to be completely immune, which I love. Berserker of 80%, Bombardment plus 1, damage to paralyzed enemies of 80%, Debilitator plus 5 seconds, Devastation of 80%, Frenzy plus 3, increased status summon chance against Rancors at 10%, Long Stride, SP boost of 100%, and then weakened defense. So this character, yet again, is absolutely insane. In my opinion, the best character per attribute is literally every character in the anniversary, except Uryu, because he's Brave Battles, which Heart would be End of Year Ichigo. Genuinely, these are the best characters in the game for their respective attribute. Definitely for their killer as well. Like, these characters are absolutely absurd. Can't hype these characters up enough if you are a meta enjoyer person. But then again, you know, if these aren't your favorite characters, you do not have to summon. Like, it's not like it's a must. If you do not enjoy these characters, don't summon. Don't summon. You can easily skip them. Like, yeah, you might suffer in guild quest, but is it worth going potentially 5,000 orbs just to clear a guild quest? Not really. You don't enjoy the characters, just don't summon. Wait for because I won't lie, they did say Burn the Witch is on the way. In their last live stream, Burn the Witch is on the way. So if you're thinking of summoning and you're a meta guy, I think 25 steps, or at least getting all of them 1 out of 5, at least Juro and Renji 1 out of 5 is good. It is good. But if you're curious on Burn the Witch, they are saying it's coming soon. I'm not going to say when, because unfortunately I do know, but I don't want to say. But just know it's coming sometime soon. So, you know, yeah. But if you love these characters, I think 25 is worth, or at least going to get one of them 1 out of 5. I'm going until I get Renji 1 out of 5. That's how I'm doing. Not the most amount of orbs realistically, 3,500, but you know, we'll lock in. Now let's go over the regular filler. Robert is going to be a very good addition to your team if you end up getting Juro. Ranged Rancor Killer, normal attack damage of 35%. He has the SA2 boost. Team Party Technique attribute character, normal attack damage of 20%. He has a booster skill of 30%, a bruiser of 50%, enhancer of 10 seconds, so he gives you the 43% attack, focus, and defense. He has fire duration minus 100%, flurry plus 1 or plus 2 in guild quest, killer effect plus 30 or plus 50 in guild quest, long reach of 20, poise, and then range damage plus 10 or plus 30 in guild quest. Also, what was Juro's innate skills? Was it anything insane? Havoc, Sharpshooter, Sprinter. Renji, what was his again? Havoc, Sharpshooter, Sprinter. Okay. I was just saying if they had Long Stride. I guess that's one downside of these characters as well. They don't have Long Stride, so you're going to have to like give them it, which it's not that big of a deal. Wait, Juro has Long Stride. Wait, does Renji have it? No, my goat, he doesn't have it. Never mind. But Juro has it, which is kind of funny because he like never moves, but whatever. But yeah, Robert is going to be very, very good. Very, very good side character for a guild quest. And then Uetsu. I don't have him or Robert, which I'm absolutely... Or Byakuya, the tech Byakuya, I somehow don't have. So I have a few characters I can pull in this banner, which is another reason I want to go in. Because I'm not going to lie, I don't like Shinji. He feels very inconsistent for this guild quest. So I would very much like to pull Uetsu. But he's a no affiliation killer, melee killer with the EX move. No status elements. He gets a extra frenzy of 1 and an extra 100% berserker, which is absurd. He has damage to enemies not afflicted by an ailment of 40%. His gauge effect gives him an extra strong attack recharge of 30%. He has bombardment plus 1, damage to enemies not afflicted by an ailment by 100%. Fire duration minus 100%, Frenzy plus 2, Gauge Rampage plus 1, Long Stride, Poise Break outside of Brave Battles. He has the start gauge of 70%, Recharge, and Weaken Defense. Very, very good character, very, very fun character. I've seen his animations, it's so fluid. It's so cool. So cool. Such a fluid character. Love him. Generally no complaint about this character, except he's not completely immune to every status element, but that was a very rare thing they gave out last year. So, and now we're on to Toshiro. He is a ranged Stern Rider and no affiliation killer with strong attack damage of 20% and 12 recharge. He has freeze on all of his strong attacks, including his EX and Soul Bomb. He has Team Party Heart attribute story per damage to status element affected enemies of 40%, all status element duration minus 100%, Berserker plus 50, Bombardment plus 1, damage to frozen enemies plus 100%, Debilitator of 5 seconds, Devastation plus 50, Frenzy of 2, increased status element chance against Quincy's and no affiliation, Long Stride, SP boost of 80%, and Weakened Defense. So he was a very, very good character at the time, but he has basically been slowly falling off because he was the only one with a double killer. But since he doesn't have Killer Plus, it is like night and day. A 1-5 character without Killer Plus versus a character with Killer Plus. Now, obviously, I think that Toshiro does have a lot of value because he has 2 killers, but now that they're starting to like buff up the HP of the characters and whatnot, he's definitely gonna be dwindled off to the side, unfortunately. Going to Orihime, one of the most meta Brave Battle characters at the time when she dropped. She's a ranged captain killer. She has damage taken minus 20%. She has no status elements, but she has an SA2 debuff with a shield. But unfortunately, if you face a Renji or an Uryu, you are not going to be able to use this debuff. Brave Battles only, first 10 seconds, you get an extra flurry plus 1. She has persistence, prevent last-ditch survival, decreased damage taken minus 50% at half stamina only. Half stamina only, increased normal attack damage of 50%. Brave Battle temporary invincibility for 10 seconds. Flurry plus 2, ignore invincibility, poise, and prevent Brave Battle healing. So yeah, she's very unusable outside of Brave Battles realistically, only having a flurry of 2, and then she has to be at low stam for the extra 50% bruiser. So yeah, she's not that great outside of Brave Battles, unlike Uryu or Askin or even Sajin, unfortunately. And then we have Ichigo, who is still a very good character. It's just that obviously over time you're gonna get power crept. He's a year and a half old. It's understandable. I don't know why people don't understand that power creep is going to happen in almost every single gacha game. It's going to happen, so it's understandable. He's a Soul Reaper and a Stern Rider killer. He has strong attack damage of 20% and recharge of 12% as his soul trait. Weaken and last rate on all of his strong attacks, the exact same kit as Renji. He has all status element duration minus 100%, bombardment plus 1, damage to lacerated enemies of 60%, damage to weakened enemies of 40%, debilitator of 5 seconds, frenzy plus 2, havoc of 20, hits hidden enemy chance of 100%, increased status element chance against Soul Reapers and Quincy's at 10%, marauder and SP boost of 80%. So he's still going to be a very, very good character. It's just he's been power crept, but he's still fun to play. Now on to Byakuya, he's just a booster. I'm going to start speedrunning these characters. The last few characters of these are very mediocre, to be honest. He is just a side booster for the no affiliation GQ, the melee one. He has a booster of 30% and the enhanced boost of 10 seconds. That's pretty much all this character has. Outside of that, he is a very underwhelming character. Bambietta sucks. She has basically no use in the entire game. She was meant for nuking the hard guild quest, but literally very hard guild quest came out like a month or 2 later and basically killed her. She has a very bad strong attack kit. I do not enjoy using her. I would rather use a 1 out of 5 6 NEIs than ever using this character. Uryu is a potion farmer, but a very mediocre potion farmer. He should have gotten an extra 100% damage to non-status element affected enemies, and then he would have been pretty good. But then the strong attack kit is also kind of a letdown. But, you know, if he's the only farmer you end up getting, he does have a pretty good amount of drops. Speed link droplet drop of 30%, speed link slot potions of 5, and super speed link slot potions plus 5. So he's a good farmer, just lacking some damage. Aizen is a good NAD character. Bit inconsistent in guild quests, especially because you need to proc his status elements to get the attack boost. But with the new Juro, you know, Aizen might actually be making a bit of a comeback as the main booster for that GQ, or at least, you know, you just main damage dealer. So you would bring like Juro, Tenjiro, and then this Aizen as an alternative booster. Plus, he gives you barriers so you can keep yourself safe and not hit. But he has the attack boost, he has increased chance, and he has a flurry 1. You know, he has bruiser 40 and he has the gauge where he gets an extra flurry, and I want to say it's like damage reduction or something is what he gets. It's not the best gauge, but it's decent. It's decent. I don't think it's flurry 1 and an extra 100% bruiser. I don't think they got that yet. But yeah, he's still a very, very good NAD character. It's just a bit inconsistent, but maybe when Juro comes out for a status plus character, then maybe he will be a bit more usable in that guild class. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below if you're gonna be summoning. Personally, I think it is a very good banner to summon on, but then again, you know, if you went all in on part 1, understandable. You can just skip this banner if you don't care for the characters, but they're gonna be very, very meta breaking. So yeah, I think it is a very good banner worth going 25 on. So take care, peace out, hope you guys have an absolutely amazing day, and best of luck if you do consider summoning. Peace out!